Trojans. Brad Keller, in his 5th season, has led the Trojans to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. To his right is Allie Batenhorst, outside hitter and transfer from Nebraska, who was 4th on the team last year in kills per set. And Mia Tuaniga, the senior setter, a 2-time Pac-12 all-conference performer who gave an impassioned speech last night at our reception. It was outstanding. Mia, fantastic job. Coach, we'll let you have an opening statement.
We are very, very grateful to be here, and this has been a little overwhelming in a positive way. So I want to say thank you to the Big Ten and for just the hospitality here, how you guys have treated us. This movement over has been seamless, and we're just honestly excited to be here. And we'll try to do our best to answer questions, but there's going to be a lot of unknowns for us, as you probably are aware. But we will do our best. So away we go.
So just a reminder, please state your name and affiliation when you ask a question. And to those of you here, just remember to speak into the mic. So thank you. And we'll begin up front with Aaron.
Hi guys, Aaron Ferguson, Wisconsin State Journal. Welcome to the Big Ten. Allie, welcome back. Mia, really for you, what brand of volleyball is the Big Ten getting in USC, and also the 3 other schools that are coming from the Pac-12?
Sorry, can you repeat
Just
that
like
one more
what
time?
kind of brand of volleyball do you guys bring to the Big Ten? Like what can Big Ten teams expect from USC, and then what also from the other 3 schools that are joining?
I think what a lot of the new schools that are coming in, we're just going to bring some West Coast swag. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Big Ten, but I'm just excited to come in and be ourselves and bring that West Coast.
Brent from the Lincoln Journal-Star. Mia, what was it like to be asked to speak to all the players and coaches and Big Ten officials, and what was kind of your message to the players in the league and coaches?
Man, it was such a huge blessing. I mean, I just want to give all the glory to God for, my stories and just mine. It's His. And a lot of the time when I'm playing, people ask me, how do I do it? How do I do this? And truly, when I'm on the court, I pray that He just shines through me. And my message last night was just sharing my story, and where I'm coming from. And I think everyone was showing just great hospitality last night. And I just want to thank all of you guys for, being so kind to us. And it's truly a blessing to be here. So thank you.
Lincoln Arnale, Huskers Illustrated. Allie, welcome back to the Big Ten. Been gone for months. What have you kind of told the teammates about the Big Ten, and how has the move to LA gone?
It's been great. I mean, the girls are super welcoming, and the staff is welcoming, and I guess the transition has been really smooth, so that's been amazing. I would say Big Ten is obviously the most competitive conference for volleyball, and I think I've experienced a lot of big matches in front of big crowds, and it's just high-level volleyball, and it's a different style of play than it is on the West Coast. And I think I'm still learning West Coast style of volleyball, which is so fun. And I think just to expect big games, every match is going to be super hard. And I think we're really, really excited to kind of come into the Big Ten, and not a lot of people are going to really know what to expect from our team. And I think that's something we're really excited about because we're playing kind of a different style. And I think we have a really good group this year, and we're going to come out with a bang. So.
Brad, you said this was overwhelming. What are today, and then thinking about the Big Ten, what's overwhelming about this and thinking about the Big Ten going forward?
You guys. I hate talking in front of people, which is weird because I'm a coach. It's a weird thing. But no, I think it's overwhelming in a positive way, meaning the level of professionalism and how much you all care about this sport. This is a passion of ours. I'm a coach. This is my life. And so to see it being brought up this way or presented this way or cared about this way means the world. And I can't put into words just yet. I need to process that a little bit more. But that's, I think, is what I was trying to get at when I said that. And by the way, we didn't really answer your question, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to play a lot faster, a lot more creative. We're going to throw the ball around. We're going to do a lot of the things that you see the national teams doing, because I believe that we need to play a style of volleyball that international is what it's presenting, and I think we are seeing that right now through the Olympics. And so if you want to be the very best, you have to kind of mimic or copy or train in that sort of a style, setting, what have you. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. I'm sure we're not the only team doing that, but that's what we're going to be bringing. I'm just warming up.
You're doing great. Alana Goldman, 5 wins. I wanted to ask, since SC is such a brand name and really, really prominent, especially in women's basketball, women's beach, are you feeling that momentum, and how are you taking that to, continue to grow women's indoor volleyball?
That was to me.
In general, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I think this past year, USC has really grown a lot. Women's basketball, like you mentioned, I mean, Juju Watkins is doing things that nobody else is doing, you know what I'm saying? So, walking the same halls as our women's basketball team, our men's basketball team, and, there's so many other athletes that are really raising the standard, and, we're constantly trying to strive for greatness. And I think that's the thing that, when we talk about USC branding, it's, that standard.
Yeah, like when you think of USC, you think of just greatness, and there's so much respect towards the school, and internationally, everyone knows what USC is about, and I think that's something that's really special and unique. I also think, like I kind of said earlier, there's a lot of Olympians that, like most Olympians are from USC, and that kind of says a lot about our program, and I'm just super grateful to be a part of it.
Coach, student athletes, we have some students from Brunson Academy here in Chicago, 7th and 8th graders who are dipping their toe in journalism. They'd like to ask you a few questions.
I'm Lonnie Jackson from Milton Brunson, and I got a question for the players. What is one thing you need to improve in the gym, and how will you do it?
Yeah.
I think we're always improving. I think just every part of our game, and I think at USC, like we kind of said, West Coast style of volleyball, there's a lot of room for creativity and just freedom to try new things, and I think the staff does a really great job of allowing us that space to kind of grow and work through things, and that's something I really appreciate. And I think, obviously, it's still a new program for me, and I think I'm still trying to get used to everything and kind of get to know the girls, and I think we're a really cohesive group, though, so it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I think it's not only improving, but how much can we learn from each other, how much can we learn from our coaches, so just really amping up our IQ and just how much can we learn in one day, keep striving for that.
Brad, Allie's only been with you a fairly short time officially. Why did you choose to have her represent you here this week?
Have you met her?
Yeah.
So part of what I do is I'm big on personalities, and I'm big on recruiting big dreamers. So I said this in the other interview, one of my favorite quotes is, imagination is more powerful than knowledge, knowledge is limited. And why that means something to me is I want people that are willing to go for it all and have a big appetite. They dream, they are not afraid, they are go-getters. And you saw that last night in Mia's speech. If you were there for last night's speech, you know that she is her. I keep saying that she is her, but she is not afraid, and she's going to go for it all. And Allie's the same way. And Allie's been there and done that, right? She's been to 2 national championships. She's gone through the wars to get to the highest level. She walks into a room, and you guys immediately notice her, and she doesn't have to say anything, and she's magnetic. And so she draws people to her. So, of course, I'm going to have those types of people up here talking to all of you, because I want you to get a good visual of what my program is. And this is exactly the representation I want. So it was a really easy choice for me when it comes to having her. And listen, she's not the only. I have 18 young women that are fantastic that could do a great job here. I just felt it was these 2 young ladies' turn. It was our first time here. I think we have to hit it off with a bang. I think we have to look at you all and say, this is exactly who we are.
My name is Brandy Foltz, and my question is, how has playing volleyball contributed to your personal development?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
Girl, that's a good question.
Volleyball has yeah, contributed to every part of my life. I think I've met almost all of my friends through volleyball. My family has just grown so much, and like my whole family plays volleyball. And I think there's a lot of life lessons that come out of sports in general, and just overcoming adversity, and there's different challenges thrown your way, and playing under pressure. Like going into the workforce, you're going to be under pressure, and you're going to be surrounded by different personalities, and you just kind of have to learn and understand people around you, and just grow as a person, and just, yeah, I think overall volleyball has just contributed so much to my life.
Yeah, I mean, I think she worded it perfectly. I mentioned it a little bit last night too, is, you know, God showed his faithfulness to my family through the sport. And I've just received so many blessings being able to grow up playing volleyball. And I'm so, just so blessed to be able to be here with you guys and really share that personal development that you talk about.
How old are you guys again?
Yeah, y'all are killing it. Hey, y'all are killing it.
You are killing it.
Brad, when you think like over the last 2 years in recruiting and transfer recruiting, how has the fact that you're going to be in the Big Ten, how has that come up in those conversations, and what that's going to mean for recruits and transfer recruits?
So is that the question more, has it helped us a little bit?
Just what's the impact?
Yeah, impact. I can go a couple different ways with this. It's just, again, the physicality of the Big Ten, you have to recruit towards that. So it's changed my way of how I'm recruiting a little bit, or who I'm going after. I've always been someone that been going after a lot of maybe some smaller players, but are really quick twitch, fast, explosive. And then I've now kind of mixed and blended it with more physical, bigger volleyball players as well. So there's a little bit of change there. As far as I think your direct question would be, I don't think it's changed a whole lot. It's still the same thing. I still know what the product that I want to put on the court looks like. And so I just recruit kids to what that vision is. Did I answer that right for you? Okay.
This is maybe, oh, go ahead, Lunkin, you can go first. Yep, and I'll follow you up.
Allie, you're reunited with Tyler Hillebrand again. Sorry. What do you like about coaching from him? And did you help sell? I think you announced publicly you were going to USC first before him. Did you kind of seal the deal and said, "Come on back"?
So yeah, I actually had no clue he was going to come to USC. So that I lucked out for sure. Obviously, my freshman year at Nebraska, he was my coach, and he's just the same person he's always been. He's so passionate about what he does, and he's just so encouraging. And really, I think something that's really special about him is he instills belief in his players, and I think that's something the whole staff at USC does a really good job at. And I think those are the best coaches, are the people who believe in you and just give you a lot of encouragement and let you grow and just give you that space to grow. And I think I'm just super, super grateful to have just such a great coaching staff.
So, Brad, what does Tyler bring to the team? Does he help you in the transition to the Big Ten? And then I assume you're going to be working with him with setters. Talk about, has he had an impact already? So, Brad, we'll start with you.
Well, I want to be, all three of my coaches are elite. Elite. And the only way I learned this a long time is when you are in charge, you better hire people that are better than you. And you have to be really okay with that. And I am completely fine with it. Let me go through it real quick, and I'll get to Tyler. But Megan Moyanoa is, I call her Mama Hen. She's the one that, she has the pulse of the team. She understands this group inside out. She's tough in a great way. She's actually maybe the most passionate out of all of us, even though she doesn't really show it. And she is kind of the epitome of how I want a strong female role model around my kids, and she is exactly that. Spencer McLaughlin comes from a famous family. He's a big-time volleyball player, big-time coach, a lot of energy. He's very similar to Tyler. They're just they're very passionate about the game, and that's what you're seeing, is that they're just unapologetically them. I do say this, they don't like it, but have you guys ever seen the movie Step Brothers? Do you know, I'm actually serious here. Do you know the scene where they looked at each other and said, did we just become best friends? That scene, that's Tyler and Spencer, and it's a comedy show between the two of them. But they're just very, very passionate. I think to answer your question, what Tyler brings, though, is he brings a head coaching experience, so it allows me to branch off and do more of what I need to do. And so there's a little bit of relief there for me. And so I have 3 coaches where I just can turn them loose. Here's the idea, and you guys go get it done, and we'll meet in a couple days, and I give them full autonomy for that. And I want to do that. So, and they're all they're all professionals. That's the thing, is if you're a professional, you're going to get your stuff done, and it's going to be good. And so that's what he's done. He's brought us up another peg that's already complemented what we had. But stepbrothers. But stepbrothers.
Yeah, that's the vital information right there. Stepbrothers. What's it called? Just going off of what Brad was saying, all of our coaches, they bring so much to the table, and they're so inspiring. And it's not only what they're teaching us volleyball-wise, we learn so much just through their story. And, you know, just to talk a little bit more about Megan Moinoa, she's from Long Beach. She's Samoan too, so me and Adanya call her Auntie Megan. She hates it, but that's just the relationship that she's really grown to have with every single one of us. She's truly, you know, someone that we all look up to and someone that we all just branch off of. Like he said, she doesn't share it a whole lot, but she's intense, and she wants to win. And that's something that, you know, it's contagious. But going off of Tyler, I've known him for a very long time. He's coached one of my older brothers, and I think I've known him since I was like 5 years old. And, you know, just seeing him in the gym, it's like seeing another family member in the gym. And he's just brought a lot of IQ and just brought a lot of leadership things. And I've actually learned so much from him this past spring, and it's truly a blessing that he's decided to come and work with us. So, yeah.
Mia and Ali, I hated 8 a.m. classes, and it's 8:30 back in LA right now. What is the time adjustment just been like on this trip, and how can you kind of prepare for that when you're coming to the Midwest and the East Coast to play volleyball?
I think, obviously, like Brad usually says, we don't know what we don't know. So this little trip that we had, it was a little tough and everything, but I think we did a really good job trying to hype each other up. Yeah, we woke up this morning, we're like, dang. But let's get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Got some coffee, played some music, and, you know, we're hyped to be here. So whatever time it is, whatever tough travel day, like, comes at us, we're going to be here to show each other support and keep each other hyped.
Yeah, we're definitely able to adapt. And I think just going down to the basics, just going to bed early, being smart, planning ahead. I don't think it'll be a big struggle for us. And I think it's kind of nice, at least when we do go to Rutgers, we gain time coming back. So that's pretty nice. But, it's not going to be a problem.
Mia, what are your thoughts on the double contact rule change, and how do you think that'll affect things?
I'm not the biggest fan of that new rule. Personally, I think there are certain plays in a game where if a setter goes and she doesn't double, like, that's showing how much time she puts into her craft. And I'm not saying that people don't put time in it or people do, but it's like, if we're going to change the double rule and let double slide, what else are we going to let slide? You know what I mean? Like, what rule is going to come next that's going to let us, okay, but we can do this too. You know what I mean? And I'm not the biggest fan of it, and it's not going to change the way I train, but, I mean, rules are rules, right?
We have time for one more, so Steve.
Just for all of, Steve McGargy, Associated Press, just for all of you, I'm just wondering, with the move to the Big Ten by yourselves and a few other schools, you're not getting as many West Coast rivalries as you've had in the past, but you are going to be playing at Nebraska, at Wisconsin with those huge crowds they have. How do you think this move will impact just fan interest along the West Coast in the sport?
I think I'm really excited. I think we're going to gain a lot of fans, you know, the style of play that we're going to bring. I think a lot of people are going to be just a little shocked and a little intrigued about the stuff that we're going to bring. So I think we're going to gain a lot of fans. We might gain some haters, but that's cool too. But, you know, the coverage that you guys bring to the Big Ten is amazing, and I'm excited for that. I think when we talk about women's sports, you know, a vital thing we talk about is lack of coverage, and just being here and seeing how much you guys pour into the student athletes, I'm really excited about that, so thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you covered it all. I think the fan base in California is definitely growing, and I think USC's is growing a lot from what I've heard. And I think obviously in the Big Ten, there's huge fan bases, tons of people there, and there's always just tons of coverage now, and that's been amazing and a blessing. And I think just having that on the West Coast and just having more opportunities to play in front of those fan bases, viewership, all that, I think it'll be really amazing for our program. And yeah, West Coast.
I think the last part is USC itself is a worldwide, is a global brand. Like you could go to Australia and wear an SC shirt and someone's going to know what that is. And to be able to now be a program that goes and travels to some of these spaces that don't really know us, I think is only going to help. It's going to help volleyball. I think it's going to help us. I think it's going to help viewership. I just think it's a net positive all the way through is what I would say.
Brad, Allie, Mia, welcome to the Big Ten. Thanks very much for your time. Have a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Let's get it.